Hey creators, it's Jenn from Crafting with Crazy, and today we are unleashing your creative genius by making these adorable pumpkin place card holders using Crayola's Air-Dry Clay. So aside from the air-dry clay, we'll need some washable paint if we're doing this with the kids, or acrylic paint, a little bit of water, a paintbrush, and then a paper towel or a towel, and a toothpick or a small stick. I like the toothpick because of the tapered ends, and then a gift card or an old credit card. Then we're going to start rolling some clay, and because of the sides, it's going to start to form these peaks on the top and the bottom, kind of like a spinning top. So what I like to do is squeeze it back and forth between my hands like this and alternate that with rolling. And then once I have the shape that I want, I'll push towards the center with my pointer and thumbs to create a bit of a divot. And you can press down with a knuckle to make it more prominent and give you more of that pumpkin shape. Now, using a toothpick, we'll press one tapered end just outside of that divot and press the length of the toothpick into the clay all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing directly across from there. So pressing at the edge of the divot, bringing it all the way down to the bottom, and doing the same thing here. And then I'll go directly across from there to form a cross. And then once I have these four impressions, I'll create one in between each of the quadrants like this. And don't worry about them not being exactly in the middle, but you should end up with 8 impressions to form more of that gourd shape. And now it's time for the stem. You can make this as simple as you'd like. It could be just a simple straight stem, or you can do something like this, which I love, a curly top. This is what I'm showing you here. And all you do is roll your clay so it's tapered on one end, gently create a loop, squeeze the area where the clay overlaps, and then pinch away any excess clay. And then you can press the stem down into your hand or use your thumb to kind of even out the bottom of the stem. And, just brush on a touch of water on the bottom, gently dab away any excess because you don't want too much. Otherwise, the clay will start to crack once it starts to dry. And then you can attach it to the pumpkin. And then with our fingers, we'll work some of that clay at the base of the stem to get a good grip onto that pumpkin. And you can use the edge of your paintbrush, like I'm doing here, to help roll some of that clay from the stem onto the gourd. So I think it looks pretty good, right? All right. So once the pumpkin's looking just like we'd like, we are going to take an old credit card or an old gift card, and slowly and carefully, we're going to push that into the pumpkin at a slight angle like this. And we'll stop about 1/3 of the way in. Just make sure that when you are doing this, you're doing it very carefully and slowly so that you don't accidentally take a chunk of the pumpkin off. I may or may not be speaking from experience. And then you can take a damp brush to smooth out the edges where the clay starts to gather a little bit. And then slowly and gently wiggle the card out. And then you can go back in with the brush again. Again, just make sure it's damp, not too much water for a smoother finish. And this is totally optional. No biggie if you don't do this. I didn't do this with the first one, and I think it still looks pretty good. I'm going to smooth this out. Oh, and here is what it looks like if you don't finish it. Not bad. These will take about 2 to 3 days to dry just because of the size, and they'll have this nice white chalky finish once they do. And you can leave them white and have the kids paint them on Thanksgiving, or maybe even have the adults paint them too. Why not? It could be a nice bonding moment, or a new tradition that you start for Thanksgiving. And, have a little place card set there once they dry. But I'm going to mix some colors and paint these. I use Crayola's washable paints to show you the kind of coverage you can get on the air-dry clay. Once the paint dries, they're ready for place cards. Use them for seed assignments or a message of gratitude. Either way, your pumpkin place card holders are the perfect addition to your fall tablescape.